Internet! Welcome to 2.5 Brains. This is our weekly discussion of the latest episode of Survivor. This is Survivor Season 39 premiere. Talking all about it. We're going to dive in here in just a moment. Be sure to subscribe to get all the updates. Don't miss anything. You can tweet the show. You can tweet me directly. Yo, grab a GABA. You can email the show, pavement@gmail.com. You can also comment below and like our Facebook page, facebook.com/pavement-productions. We have, I'm here, Jessica's going to be joining us in just a moment. And we also have a special guest right now who's going to be probably pretty much every episode. It's our dog, Bailey. And Bailey wants to say hi, and Bailey wants to join us. He may pipe in here and there, may say hello, may want to give his opinion and his 2 cents as well. But obviously, we take it ready for the show. We all have our rituals we do. Bailey has his ritual, and he's going to show you what his ritual is right now as he gets ready for the show. Here's Bailey getting ready for the show. Bailey's going to dance for you.
Twirl. Up. Twirl. Twirl. Good boy. Up. Up. And do it again. Up. Nope. Up. That's it. You got one twirl.
There you go. Bailey wanted to tell you his pregame ritual. So there you go. There's Bailey's show prep. As you saw, Jessica was there. We're going to bring her in now to talk about this episode together. And Bailey will probably join us and give his take as well. So let's go ahead and bring in Jessica. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Hello. Oh, crap.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
And so what's your Twitter handle, Jessica?
JustT820.
JustT820, great. So let's go ahead and dive in here. We'll talk about it. We had to make some late game adjustments. Obviously, we're going to watch Eagles probably lose the Packers here in just a few minutes. So we had to kind of do it a little bit on the fly and make some adjustments. So I do apologize for that. But we're going to go ahead and get it out here for you guys and hopefully try to get these out pretty quickly after the show airs every week. So this is episode 1, talking about the 90-minute premiere of Survivor. And we're doing things a little differently this season. We're going to try to change the format up just slightly. I have reached out to some former survivors as well so we can get them on the show as well. But right now, we're going to go as is with the Survivor premiere and talk all about it here. We're going to do our 3 moments that mattered. We're going to talk about who did not survive. And in this case, did not. And we're going to talk about the 3 players left in the game who had the worst week and the 3 players in the game who had the best week. So we're talking all about that here and dive in and get started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with the 3 moments that mattered. Starting with moment number 1. Jessica, take it away.
Survivor life lessons.
Survivor life lessons. Yeah, tell us a little about that.
Don't take the first thing that's offered to you. Elizabeth got sent to Islands of the Idols. I'm going to mess that up this entire time.
Yep.
And took on Rob in a fire-making competition, which was pretty dumb. Wouldn't have done that. Didn't even question about if there's anything more. And she lost. So she lost her vote. May not have been the smartest choice in the first 3 days.
So you knew, you kind of knew she was going to go that way because they're building it up, building up. And you knew that, it's going to be a mistake. Mm-hmm. You're taking out a legend at making fire. You've never made fire before. It took you a while to get it. She got it, finally.
She did get it, and she did pretty well doing it, though. She just couldn't get the fire going. She got it lit.
She just couldn't get it high
before
enough,
him, or at the same time as him.
Yeah.
But just couldn't get it lit and stayed on.
Couldn't get So it's like, it's like you're taking on, taking on Michael Jordan at basketball. It's just that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Right. The only thing you're beating Shaq at is free throws. Okay, that's the only thing you're beating Shaq at. But the point is, you can't week 1, day 1. You're so pumped. It's like I like this though because Survivor always says, "Oh, make a big move, make a big move, make a big move." In this case, that was a big move and it was stupid. Timing is important.
Very true.
Timing is important, and I'm excited to see what the rest of Island of the Idols entails because they already picked out the next person who's going from the tribe. Mm-hmm. So whether it's a reward challenge, an immunity challenge, just in general, they're just going. We'll see how they kind of incorporate that. Mm-hmm. But so far, Island of the Idols seems interesting, and the legends are 1-0 so far against the new players in the challenges. So
yeah, I really like this. I like the format. I like the challenging of the idols. I like them teaching them. I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
I do too. I also like the fact that Sandra and Rob get to watch the tribal council.
The tribal. That was cool.
Of course, Sandra being her snarky self. And I said, "Was this hard for you to vote something else?" She said, "No, F no." And Rob's laughing. It was quite funny. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And I love seeing Sandra and Rob back for sure. So that's cool. We'll see how it goes. Episode 1, I would say it was overall pretty good.
Yeah.
And like I said, hopefully Elizabeth learned from the life lesson. You know, sometimes getting your butt kicked teaches you a lot.
Right.
Don't let that competitiveness overcome you and make you do something stupid because you really want to win, whatever. But
make smart choices.
Right. Because you can definitely lose the game the first few days. You definitely can't win it in the first few days.
Right. Correct.
Any other thing to add about the Survivor life lesson?
No, just like the Island of the Idols, I want to know, do they get food there? Do they have to live off the land and survive like all of everybody else that's playing Survivor? Like, I feel like they're not going to make them starve because they're not actually playing. They're not actually winning anything.
Right.
They're there to be there, so...
And they're getting paid, let's be honest.
They're getting paid. Obviously, they're getting paid, but I'm assuming they're getting some sort of food that they can make there besides rice.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have, like, stuff, like good stuff.
We've learned that Ross Rob is a rice snob. He only likes rice cooked a certain way. So you know they better give him the way he wants it. I'm sure Rob had demands. I'm sure Sandra had demands.
I'm sure
we're not doing this without this, and this.
Well, yeah.
But it's interesting. It's that I'm trying to hold out. Without being too critical of it. I definitely wanted to be critical of it coming into it, and episode 1 was pretty good. So I'm not gonna. I'll hold off and see. And the editing was. I predicted who was going out based on the edit, but it wasn't one that you would traditionally go into this season of Survivor predicting a play like this that would go out early. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. What's the next moment that mattered, Jessica?
Orange stays cursed.
Yeah, what is with that?
I don't know.
How come Orange tribes never win immunity ever?
I don't know.
What the heck?
Every time, I think my winner pick's always on Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mine was too with Laurel last time they did Orange.
Yeah.
All right, and also Nick also was Orange, but he ended up winning, so whatever.
Right. Yeah, but they started off rough when they were Orange, Nick's tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orange just, I don't know.
It's crazy, and it's been Orange and Purple a lot. Purple always beats Orange. It's so bizarre. It's so strange.
Let's hope they break it next week.
Yeah, I mean that'd be nice. I'm wondering when they're gonna do the first swap. I expect it to be pretty soon. They usually have been doing it in these seasons pretty much within the first couple episodes. And it's not, as long as it's not a theme like this versus this, they seem to swap earlier. So hopefully they do, and we'll see. But I don't want 20 swaps either.
Yeah.
1, maybe 2 is fine. Maybe swap them at 3 or 4 and then not again. But then again, Survivor likes to do its 3 tribe stuff. So there has not been only 2 tribes in a season of Survivor since season 29. 10 seasons. There's not been only 2 tribes for the whole time. They've had at least 3 tribes at some point every season since 29. So I got to expect that the orange curse may not last too long, especially when they swap it and do something else. Maybe they'll go with a green tribe again or a teal or whatever it was, and those seem to do better. So we'll see what happens. Any other thoughts on that?
No, I just don't want my winner pick to go out early. So.
Well, mine looks like she's about to have a nervous breakdown next episode. So.
Yeah, yours is screwed.
Well, maybe she'll be the next Holly Hoffman. Go crazy episode 3 and turn around and be awesome episode episode 13. We'll see.
Well.
Probably not, but we'll see. We can dream. Yeah. All right, what's next?
The Gambler.
The Gambler!
No one to hold him, no one to fold him, and no one to walk away.
And no one to run.
Yeah.
And
count your money when you're sitting at the table.
Don't count your money when you're sitting at the table.
Oh, yeah. You never count your money.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's okay. You're forgiven.
Thank you.
So, tell me about that. What do you think about it? I mean, you know what this is referring to, obviously.
Obviously. I did not like Ronnie. Ronald was not one of my favorite people. Even going into it, I didn't like him. Reading his bio and everything, and it just... I don't know. Like, you have to make moves early, and you have to try and, like, establish your dominance. But he was going so hard right away, and it backfired on him.
So, we'll talk more about why Ronnie lost her come up in a minute, but
right.
I just want to say that they got. I mean, they're usually pretty entertaining TV. The poker players they put on the show.
He wasn't.
He was okay, but
He was entertaining. He was very serious.
Yeah, he was.
Like, I feel like he didn't joke at all. He was a very serious person, and him being serious, going after Elaine, who everybody loved because she was funny. That probably was his mistake. You don't want to go after everybody that everyone likes right away.
I mean, Elaine's a threat.
She is a threat. I don't think she'll probably make it to the end, but she's not going to get kicked out first week.
I mean,
they're going to keep her around for a little bit.
Ronnie did okay in the challenge. Yeah, he did that. I think Aaron can easily do what Ronnie did.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Ronnie's that inexpendable. But also, tribe morale is a big thing, and so often we hear this girls' alliance, and then as soon as they lose a challenge, we gotta have strength. We gotta vote out the weakest girl, and it's like, why?
I don't like that.
In Modern Survivor, okay. Look, I've said before, sleep for 3 weeks. Don't do anything. Don't rock the boat until the merge, right? But if you're the boot who's gonna be voted out, you better do something, right? And instead of waiting until it's too late, right? Instead of waiting until you're the one who's gone and now you're in trouble. Make a move, to save yourself, but also it's not as big as it used to be to stick together because if you need a strong tribe, you're gonna probably swap in like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Right.
If you lose the first 3 challenges, who really cares?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be swapped. It's all about the swap and the luck of the draw by that point, anyways. It's building as many relationships as you can, and with Elaine, she could definitely be an asset going forward to another tribe when you swap because she's likable. People will want to work with her.
Yeah.
So you can use that to your advantage if you want to talk about tribe unity and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's not really what we're here to talk about too much. But the poker players on the show. As far as I know, there have been 4 professional poker players in Survivor history. There was Jean Robert, who I said reminded me of this guy a lot. Jean Robert went the furthest. He went to the jury. We had Anna Kate from season 32. She was voted out, I think, 5th overall. And we had Gary Adelstein from Cagayan, voted out 2nd overall in the season premiere. So this guy was the first boot, so good for him. Oftentimes, in most cases, when a man's the first boot, a woman wins. So that's good for all 3 of our winner picks. But
Very true.
doesn't necessarily mean that means because in Cagayan, the man was first boot and the man won. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, but more often than not, the women are the first boot and a man wins. And so it's interesting to see that they actually stuck together this time. The women said, "Hey, dude's going home. Sorry." Even the other option was Vince, right? So the women said, "Dude's going home," and so it's interesting to see that. But you think they think professional poker player would be great at Survivor because they're good to read people, but they're also kind of pampered, aren't they? Yeah. They sit there and have food delivered to them and don't have to do anything. So
I mean, Survivor isn't all about just reading people. You have to be personable. Poker is not about making friends with anybody.
Story.
Like, okay, you can read somebody, but can you talk to somebody?
Well,
can you relate to them? And it bothered me so much when he's like, I relate to Elaine. She grew up in Kentucky. It was hard. She was on a farm. I grew up in a bad part of town. Like, it's 2 different things.
Exactly.
It's not the same. Like, they're not the same. Yeah, okay, you grew up in a bad part of town. That's terrible. And she grew up on a farm. Not related. Like, both hard in different ways.
Right.
So he couldn't relate to anything.
And like Spencer, right, was a great chess player. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't relate to anybody on a deep level. He saw everybody's pawns and making moves and that kind of stuff. That's great. But being a game bot and being strategic doesn't make you a social player. Right. Number one thing you need to be able to do is make social bonds that you can later use for strategic purposes.
Like Christian, he did, he's obviously a big chess player and everything else from, 2 years ago?
37, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he knew how to relate to people and talk to people. Absolutely. And, that worked out for him.
You have to. The social game is so important because it sets up everything else. If people don't trust you, don't like you, they're not going to work with you, that's it.
Social game is more than reading people.
It is.
It's more important than reading people.
It is. You have to, you can read people and make a strategic move based on that, but people aren't going to trust your strategic moves. Mm-hmm. Like, Angelina was very strategic. but she had no social game. I'll keep bringing her up. She was a diamond in the rough.
I did a selfless act, and I got us more rice.
So give me credit for it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on
Next.
because that we're going to go back down that season 37 rabbit hole again.
Yeah.
Great season. So let's talk about the next thing here. Let's eulogize the one who did not survive.
I will survive, except for this one.
Except for this one. Ronnie did not survive. What happened? Where did Ronnie go wrong?
Going after Elaine, who was a likable person, not being able to associate with people, not being able to make friends, not being able to talk on people's levels, joke around, not be serious. I mean, there's a lot.
I was worried too. I mean, I was kind of interested how it was going to work out.
Really wants to come up.
I was very interested to see how it was going to turn out because with how it all was going with Ronnie and his, it was very strange.
Yeah.
It was very with for example with Aaron, right? Him and Aaron were like, so who we voting out today?
Right.
And before Elaine could even answer, they said, here's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Or then and Aaron's like, all right, well, Elaine, if you don't want to vote out, if you want to vote out Vince, we'll vote out Vince. It's fine.
Right, like they were trying to run the show right away, and no one looked at them at that level to do that.
Of course not. You can't come in and say, here's what we're doing, day one. You have to build that bond first,
right.
So they know you have the best interest in mind, so that they're together. You're with,
and what Aaron's gonna turn into, and I think
War
I
Dog.
chose him. Yes, it's gonna be fucking War Dog, and I picked him as one of my people. Obviously, I'm not really high on him winning, but
no.
Don't be a war dog.
Yeah, don't be a war dog.
Don't be a war dog.
And I think, but that's one thing I'm interested in to see is, how he overcomes this now, how he bounces back. But Ronnie for sure was, hey, it's my way, we're doing it this way, and he seemed like he was just, kind of coming in guns blazing without really giving anybody else the chance to share their opinion.
So, good riddance.
Yeah. So Ronnie, I think that's his biggest thing. I think that's where he went wrong, just kind of, enforcing his will. Mm-hmm. And because of that, BBX Tribe lost a member.
Yes.
AKA the Stinky Fish. They lost a member, and they're down one. And our teams are still fully intact.
They are still fully intact.
So,
what is yours?
At least his wasn't. At least his winner pick didn't go out first. That would have been terrible.
It's true.
His winner pick won immunity. But yeah, it was not a great night for the Stinky Fish. But the rotten coconuts are still intact. And
I finally decided on a name.
what is that?
Who Wants Crabs?
Who Wants Crabs? Is still intact. So it's great that the crabs are still intact.
Crabs are still intact.
Great, excellent. So, but that's all I have to say about Ronnie. We didn't even hear much from him. We heard a lot more from Aaron, who was kind of his mouthpiece, I think.
Yeah.
And I think Ronnie was just kind of felt like, I think Ronnie was blindsided because he thought he was the smartest person in the room until he realized he wasn't, and it was too late.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the Dr. Obama from season 32. The same way, he was like, yeah, we're the smartest ones here, and you're dumb. And they weren't picking up any social cues that people didn't like them. Mm-hmm. They couldn't, and when they got voted out, they're like, I'm shocked. How'd that happen? Because people didn't like you. And you thought they did, and you just were in your own in your own head. So, that's it for Ronnie. I think that's all we're gonna hear from him. I don't think we'll hear from him anymore in the finale or anything or reunion show. He kind of wasn't didn't really bring much to the show.
No big character.
And I would say the thing that was maybe most interesting about him is what a negative edit he got right off the bat. I mean, obviously he's going after a fan favorite, somebody who everybody's gonna like. So he's targeting her right away. But I just can't believe that he was the first boot.
Right.
It's not your typical first boot ever. So it was interesting to see. I think this is going to be a very unique season for that reason.
I agree.
Cool. Let's go ahead and then talk about the bottom three. All the players left in the game. Obviously, Ronnie can't be on the bottom three because he's already gone. But all the people left in the game, who's in the worst position after day one and day three in this case, boot one, doesn't necessarily mean they're going next. A lot can happen in another episode. Somebody find an idol, whatever. But let's talk about who, in no particular order, who was the worst three players this week, starting with number one.
Number one, Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Why Elizabeth?
I mean, she didn't really do anything wrong. She got picked to go to Island of the Idols, but that was random. It's negative for her, though. You're not at the campsite. You're not there to talk to anybody. Everybody else is making their plans. Most likely you would be a target. Surprisingly enough, her name was not mentioned once to eliminate. They were all gung-ho about getting rid of somebody else.
So she had pretty good connection, it seems like, which is good.
Plus, I mean, she took the challenge from Rob and failed at that, so that's really a negative. You lost your vote. You might have been the swing to make anything good that you want to happen that night. Ronnie could have still stayed there, and her vote might have mattered for whatever they needed to do, and she couldn't have had it. So that would have been worse.
And fortunately for her, it didn't matter. Right. Fortunately for her, there was only 2 votes against, and the rest were for, and Jeff didn't have to read the rest of the votes.
Right.
Now, if it's a close vote, 5-4 vote, and she can't vote, now it's like, okay, who didn't vote? What happened? Right. But in this case, Jeff did read all the votes anyway, so who doesn't matter?
And she was a terrible, terrible liar about what happened at the island.
And that's the other part.
Terrible
she
liar.
pulled the So Kim, the Joaquin from season 30 neutral box.
She basically quoted Ghost Island also.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was urns, and you pick an urn and you smash it, and it says no game.
Yeah, it was.
That's exactly what happened there.
It was, and the way I mean, if I'm a Star fan, especially a super fan, I'm thinking about okay, it's a season premiere. There's no way they're gonna have her do no game in the season premiere. They're gonna want to boost the season up. Right. So if it was luck of the draw and she happened to get unlucky, that's whatever.
Right.
But there's no way that they're gonna. If you can pick one, they're gonna give her. No game for you on the freaking premiere. Come on.
Right.
That's stupid. Right, Bailey. And overall, I think we'll see what happens. But I think she learned a lesson. But she also needs to get better lying, man. Ugh. Yeah. Don't pull out the neutral box. Oh, you can get an advantage, you can get extra rice, or you can get neutral. I'll take neutral. No, nobody believes that. Yeah. And I feel like nobody bought her story, but they didn't care because they wanted her vote on their side, and they didn't get it anyways because she didn't have a vote. But yeah, not a great first week, but potential is there. I feel like she could be a good player. But she's got to get better lying. Ugh.
She's one of my picks, so I think she's doing pretty well.
Not a great week, but again,
she's in the alliance that's top of their team. So.
Everyone wants to work with her, and she definitely has some good social bonds. So that's definitely a good place to go. If you're gonna have a bad week, at least having a good social game can get you out of that spot.
Very true.
What's next? Who's next?
Aaron.
Yeah, why Aaron?
I mean, he lost his biggest ally, Ronnie. Ronald.
Clark.
Yeah, Ronald Clark.
Weasley.
Griswold. Harvey. Howard. Sure.
Okay.
No name.
That's fine.
Yeah. Weasley. Ron Weasley.
Yeah, so Aaron lost his number one ally.
He's got a bigger target on his back because of it. Plus the attitude that he had with Ronnie, especially with the edit for the next show. I don't trust anybody here. It's well, you're going to just have to get over it, or they're just going to vote you out next. Yeah. That's pretty much what it's going to be.
And don't ever trust the previous episode.
I know. I'm just saying that's what they showed.
Right.
But...
And so I don't expect him to go next. I really don't.
No.
If they lose, they'll probably get rid of Vince or something like that.
You gotta lose the mentality, though, that we need a strong team. Yeah, you need people and you need a strong team, people that can do stuff, but you also need strategic people. Not everything is strength.
Right.
Some stuff is, puzzles. Who's good at a puzzle? Because they need to figure out who's good at a puzzle on that team, because Chelsea is not it.
Vince,
she was very confused.
Chelsea, and swap out.
Aaron.
All right, and Aaron.
You're not good.
If his physical strength means so little, especially in these challenges, because it's always come down to the puzzle or to the carnival game. Right. So why they lose? They didn't lose because of the physical strength. They lost because of the puzzle.
Yep.
And so that was where Ronnie didn't step up to help with the puzzle. So losing him doesn't really affect that.
Right.
Aaron, I think, he lost his only ally, and he's kind of up against it right now. So we'll see if he can get himself out of it. I think he will be okay, just because he is really the only big physical challenge beast that they have. But hey, if they're not winning with them, why keep him? So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on Aaron?
No, I'll see what he does. I think he's another one of my picks as well, but I don't know. I think things can change. First episode was different compared to other ones. They didn't see Jeff right away. They went right to camp, went right away to, making their shelter. They didn't have any challenge right away. So I just think it started off differently because of that. Strategizing right away.
For sure.
But,
definitely. Who is who's number 3?
Lastly, Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Don't leave camp. Don't leave camp for half an hour to look for an idol in the first episode.
Right. I mean, it's just Star 101.
First couple days. We don't know what day it was that they showed it. I'm sure it was the first day, but
either way,
don't bring other people with you, like you say. Don't be alone.
For sure.
You were the target right away for that.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like, if you're going to do that, like I said, Wentworth did the first episode, went out and looked for an idol. But she went into the woods, brought back, basically lined the trail with coconuts and palm fronds and something that you could use for the shelter. So she's out gathering stuff. While she's gathering, she's looking. Mm-hmm. Right? Oh, I'm moving this tree. And, doing that tree? Okay. But I'm moving the tree. Right? It's not like, everybody's out at camp doing their own thing. Let me go off and do my own thing. You got to at least pretend to be working.
Yeah, but he was working too, but nobody cared. He said he came back, he brought palm fronds and stuff with him.
Yeah.
But
he was gone for a half hour, brought back 3 palm fronds.
Right.
That's not. They know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. All right, and if you're gonna do that, have a witness.
Right.
Right. Have a witness that sees you working.
With you.
Right. That being said, too, Elaine and Tom and Vince went off to go to work when everybody else was hanging out, and they got signaled out too, and that was the first alliance that's actually against them.
They did, yeah.
Because do what everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. Right. Zeke's first season, he was telling them, hey, we gotta build a shelter, guys. For the shelter, we're gonna be having a storm coming. We want to be under the shelter. We got to get the shelter built before it's too late and we get washed away in the cyclone that's coming. And everybody else was like, let's go swim. Guess what Zeke said? He said, all right, let's swim. Mm-hmm. Right? Instead of saying, no, we need to do this. And being the one who's been, if everybody else is sleeping, you sleep. If everybody else is working, you work. If everybody else is playing, you play.
What if I can't sleep?
Then pretend. You've got to do what everybody else is doing early on so you don't put a target on your back. Mm-hmm. Jason didn't do that. Neither did the other 3. Thankfully, they were able to get out of it.
Right.
But Jason now is on the bottom because of that reason. Right. And there's some strong women alliances coming together, and he's not a woman. So
things are going to change so fast, though, too, that it's like next episode's going to be completely different, and he'll probably be fine. And they're going to find a reason to hate somebody else.
And Dan was creeping people out, so that could be part of it, too.
Yeah.
I think Dan will be fine, too. Mm-hmm. But if you said pick one right now between Jason and Dan, who's in the worst spot? Jason.
Yeah.
Could it change? Of course, it changes every week.
Yes.
But right now, I think Jason is he's definitely in the bottom of his tribe right now. Mm-hmm. I think there's no question about that. One of my picks, and it was a begrudging pick, but I picked. Yeah. All right, and who is what's next? Top 3. So it's top 3 now. Starting from 3 to 1. The third top player this week is whom? Elaine, yeah. Tell us about that, Jessica.
She's got a great social game. She was a part of the All Girls Alliance for the Orange, whatever their name is. Yeah. I don't remember, the Orange Tribe. She survived. She got everybody to flip their votes to not vote for her. And I don't know how much, effort it really took for her to do that. I think people were happy with not voting her out. But she's likable, so she also got a target on her back, too. For sure. I don't think she got any votes. I think Vince got 2. No, she didn't get any votes, but she got everybody to flip. Or at least pushed them to flip.
Right. And so she's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Great character. Highly entertaining. Funny, all those things. Huge threat, though. And that's definitely a problem because, like I said, anybody going to the end with her, they know what's up. They know they're going to lose. They're going to end with her.
Right.
That being said, as she said, hey, put a pin in that. Come back and vote me out with day 15.
Right.
Right. And that's true. Mm-hmm. Just because somebody's very sociable and likable, once they be, if that's that obvious that everybody knows it, she's going to be gone soon. Mm-hmm. Sooner rather than later. Right. So use her strengths, use what she has, and then you can get rid of her. Mm-hmm. But I think she's got she definitely has a finite lifespan in the game, but give her every day 1 just doesn't, because she's likable and that could work in your favor for sure, for at least for a while.
Right.
So why give her every day 1? I don't know, but I think she's good in a decent spot. She's likable. She got a couple different alliances she could possibly go with, and I think she got the all girls alliance, and then Vince and Tom.
Yep.
And I think that is actually a solid 7. I think that could be a real good force.
Yeah, I agree.
What else? Anything else on Elaine?
I think we said it all for her.
Cool. What's next?
Number 2 is Janet.
Yeah. So again, another one I was debating and picking,
Right.
and I didn't end up taking her. Kind of on both Janet and Elaine, but Janet had a good episode too.
Yeah, she built a fire. She knew how to do it, so that went really well. They had fire first day.
First day,
Nobody
first
else
couple
knew how
hours.
to do it. I mean, she got help, and like you always say though, everybody thanked her, but she said it was them. Like, these guys helped me, so it wasn't just me. Like, she wouldn't have done it without their help. So.
And that is, I mean.
Pass the buck off a little bit.
Yeah, and pass the credit off for sure, because you don't want to. Yes, early on you want to use people know you did it. People are gonna give you credit.
Yeah.
But also you don't want to be the only one who is like, yeah, look how great I am. They're like, wow, look at her, and that puts the target on you too. So kind of spreading out the credit helps that too.
Right.
And I always say, making fire, catching fish, they'll eat your fish and they'll vote you out. That's what happens to Ozzy. That's what happens all the time, right? So that doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
But
good first impression.
Exactly. And when you're the person who's the easy first boot, when you do something like that, you can use that social capital you just gained to then build social bonds and keep yourself in the game.
Right.
So I think Janet had actually a really solid week for that reason. Again, she's the typical first boot. If you said who has the first boot upside, potentially first boot, I would have said Janet then Elaine.
Yeah.
Both had good weeks.
Right.
So and surviving week 1. Sandra is like that too. Both these women, I think, are kind of like the Sandra in that way. Not saying they're not good, but if you survive the first couple of votes, right? If you survive the first couple of votes, your threat level goes down because you want to get rid of the person who's not going to help you in challenges early. Once you get to the merge, they're not going to win challenges either, so you have to worry about voting them out. So their threat level goes down, right, Bailey? I agree.
It's like, who are you talking to?
Exactly.
I don't know what's going on.
Hi, Internet. Bailey says hi.
He does. He's tired.
He's tired. All right. Then who is our player of the week this week?
Player of the week. Number 1, my winner pick, Karishma.
Karishma, yeah.
Yes.
So what, why is she number 1 this week?
Because Sandra saw her at the tribal council and said that she liked her.
For sure. That's definitely a part of it.
She also went with the majority, she slept. She did what everybody else did.
She went along to get along.
She did.
She's smart. She is personable. She's, again, in with everybody. Every side wanted her to work with them.
Yep.
And she could go wherever she wanted. And whichever way the wind was blowing, the majority was going, she was going that way.
Yeah, well, that's what she said. Ronnie said, who you voting for? I'm voting for where you are. Let me know.
Exactly. And she did not throw out a name. That was so good. I remember watching that. I'm like, that's brilliant. You don't throw out a name. You say, hey, who you want to vote? Whoever you want. And then they're like, wow, she doesn't have an opinion. Awesome. Shoot, you can take her to the end, beat her because she doesn't have an opinion. Great. She has an opinion.
Yeah, maybe not.
Certainly has an opinion.
Right.
But it's going to let you think she doesn't, because that way you think you're in charge anyways. Why fight against that?
Right.
And then, again, the tide went the way it went. She definitely had a say in that, for sure.
She did.
And rode that way. There was no one who really jumped out and was like, oh my god, they're crushing it right now.
No, it's too early. Don't really know everybody from the other tribe still, and it's going to take a little bit of time to know how people are.
For sure. A few weeks for sure to have a good take on anybody, really. But, I liked how she was... The answer is yes. Whatever you want to do. Tell me what you want. Yes. Sure. You're over them? Yep. Awesome. And then if you don't actually want to vote for them, okay, cool. Then you change that. But you don't stand up and say, you don't throw out a name. Whoever they say, you go with, and then you can assess later. But the answer is always yes.
I want to see somebody be like, Ronnie asked Creasion, who are you going to vote out? You.
It has happened.
Has it? I want to see that because I want to see the look on their face.
I want to say...
Just kidding. I'm not being serious.
I want to say it was Sarah Gabone, which was a lot of bad players that season, a bad winner. But hey, maybe he'll come on the show, so after that. But they said, I'll say, yeah, it was, who are you going to vote for? I think it was Susie, Fishmonger Susie, or Lydia, or whoever. I'll say it was Susie. Susie Smith. They said, Corinne and Randy were talking to her. Says, who are you going to vote for? She goes, well, actually, I think about voting you.
Love it.
And Corinne was like, really? You idiot. It was hilarious. It was a great scene.
Did
and
she get kicked off then?
No, she went to the final. She was the runner-up, almost won the season.
That's awesome. I love that.
She lost by 1 vote.
I love that.
And that's how bad that season was. The horrible player like her lost by 1 vote. But it was. She was honest. Mm-hmm. So hey, whatever. Sometimes brutal honesty works in this game. Yeah. But either way, so. But definitely the conventional wisdom is to say yes, and that's what Krishna did, and she's in a good spot. Yes. And that's why we put her as our player of the week. Yeah. For sure. As we look at it next week, any final thoughts before we wrap up here?
Just excited to see everybody and learn who they are, learn more about them, their personalities, how everybody gets along, and see the drama that ensues next.
For sure. I'm excited to see what they do with Island of the Idols. I mean, you figure Fire Challenge is going to be, you figure Fire Challenge is going to be something they do. Obviously, it's important to the game
Especially the first week, because you need fire to survive, and they wanted to teach whoever wants.
Yeah, and Elizabeth is going to be a big asset to her team now for that reason. So again, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to have 13 weeks for the challenges I'm going to do. I don't know. We'll see how that turns out, and who gets advantages, who loses their vote, and what that affects going forward. Mm-hmm. And again, maybe they raise the stakes. Hey, you not only lose your vote, but you have to steal somebody else's vote, and they lose theirs too, or something. See where this can go. Right. I think it's a good germ of an idea. Mm-hmm. We'll see what it turns into. Mm-hmm. But so week 1, solid. Can't complain. The premiere is always pretty good usually, and this week was no exception. Anything else?
No, I like the theme, and I'm excited to see more of it.
We'll see what happens. Again, I can't expect it to be amazing season as some have been down the line, recently 37 or whatever. But hey, give me some good episodes. Give me more than half being really good, and I'll be happy. Yeah. Cool. Jessica, how can people find you on Twitter?
JessT820.
JessT820. You also can email the show at paperproductions at gmail.com. You can like the page, facebook.com/paperproductions. You can tweet me directly at Yo Grabba Gabba, and you can comment and share the post. Tell your friends. Let's get this show really starting to pick up some steam. And I said I'm going to keep reaching out to more people to get them on the show. We're going to get some guests throughout the season. Again, can't promise every week we'll have one. We're definitely going to work on it and see what we can do. For now, I think we can wrap up here. Mm-hmm. And I've got nothing else for you because the tribe has spoken. Bye, Bailey.